MD#UG.68.3 The Big War Between Religions, Disguised as a Birthday Party, Due to Carelessness? Let's follow the next episode. Yesterday, we talked about 01 deciding to leave the temple. He left the temple on February 2, 2019, so that the temple would not be closed. So 06 changed the plan from wanting to take over the temple and distribute valuables in the temple according to the agreement that was previously made to give to whom and what. 06 thought again that if 01 really wasn't there, and the big secretary already knew what style 01 would give in his sermons, 06 thought that 06 would not be difficult to sit in 01's place. Therefore, 06 just had to find a way to make 02 here permanently 06's group so that he wouldn't waste 06's time. 06 had to start since 2019 when the gold leaf was used to cover the dome of the Great Dhammakaya Setia. 06 had people do black magic to tie it there at the Great Dhammakaya Setia. Someone walked around the Setia and saw characters that looked like Khmer or Arabic yantra floating in the air. That person has a fairly good inner dharma. When you walked around the pagoda, he would focus on the center of the body, the seventh base. He saw Arabic letters floating in the air around the Great Dhammakaya Pagoda near the top of the dome. He knew right away that something was wrong. At the Great Dhammakaya Pagoda, there had been black magic there since that year, 2019. In 2020, there was also the COVID issue, right? Now, when 06 came to play a role as a committee member in 2019, the whole year, did you know that in 2019, there was the elimination of enemies, both from the living and from the dead? It was very brutal. Everyone. Then on February 2, 2019, what happened after that? 06 seized all power. This time, they started to clear out the enemies, and anyone who disagreed with them in the temple was ordered to either leave the living or die. He ordered that much. Therefore, the enemies were gradually eliminated from 2019 until 2020. They were really eliminated by poisoning. At that time, we didn't know what kind of poisoning method it was. Those who know the truth dreamed about how it was done. I haven't had time to tell you yet, but I know that they were eliminated weekly and killed, but they didn't leave any traces. No one knows where they went. It means that those who do not take 06 but do not leave the temple are risking their lives, and they are all taken. In recent years, did we see the news about cyanide in 2022 or not? Then we understood that hey, there really is such a method. The method of cyanide is to put the poison into the food or water for people to drink, and not long after, they die as if they have a heart attack or something like a heart attack. It is really like that. We cannot catch anyone, cannot find evidence, cannot find witnesses for sure. There is no way to prosecute him for killing anyone or not. But it is a signal from the dragon that has been consistently saying in 2019 and 2020. 06 eliminated a lot of his enemies, more than 20, I don't know if it was 40 or not. I just don't remember the number. It was a very sad year. 01 sorrow is not suffering, it is sadness, it is sorrow, but it is also the karma of each person. That is, if someone does not have karma, they cannot eliminate it. Okay, in 2019, in 2020, COVID passed. Later in 2021, there was a Zoom system to make people fall in love with 06 by means of magic to bind people to be hosts. Many people applied, and the people who are responsible for inviting people to the Zoom system are so many that one person with 5 devices like this will be more attached to this love potion than the others. In 2022, 01, Mongkorn said that he had invited Luang Pu sought to cleanse the temple of all black magic in January along with the merit-making Dharma Yatra. The whole year 2022 was relatively clean, convenient, and safe because 06 didn't do anything, like letting the temple people be carefree for a while. It turned out that when Dhammachai Day arrived on August 27, 2022, it started. Fra John Iraq invited the host to build the 80-year building, saying that in 2 years, in 2024, there was a chance that Owen would be released from the case. It was right around the time that Owen was 80 years old, so we could celebrate. People came to invest a lot in the construction. It can be said that we raised a huge amount of money because we hadn't built a building for a long time. And Owen's children who have made merit for many years have already received a lot of merit because when making merit for many years, the elements of the Dharma in the children were very clean because Owen distilled every round of Dhammakaya, Luang Pu Sad, and Grandma Chan distilled every round, distilled sins, discarded, and corrected bad things and put new merit in and put in. It also makes merit pay off quickly. When merit pays off quickly, everyone becomes rich continuously, to the point that there is nothing to do. And especially during COVID, no one spends money like this. When the temple came to make merit on Dhammachai Day, August 27, 2022, to build the 80th anniversary building, when we listened to the announcement and knew where it was built, we knew that it was definitely not the real O1 who ordered it. But the real expert told us that when O1 is not at the temple, O1 will not order any more work. Therefore, it cannot be O1. But when we watch the seminar, we will check if it is normal or not and see if the monk knows or not and how he was deceived. When we listen to the monk speak, we will know that he was deceived that O1 is at the temple. And there must be a fake O1, but how will he be deceived? At that time, it was not clear whether there would be a real person or if an AI system was used. Then, they took someone who looked like O1 and trained their gestures to be like the real O1 and then put them in the system like the twin show. It was exactly the same. If anyone watched through the screen, which the temple would have to claim that the real O1 could not come out to meet anyone because he was still involved in the case. So they would have to talk to O1 through the screen through this video. Everyone was fooled into believing it for sure. There was no way they would think that it wasn't O1 if that person had been practicing for a long time. And from the information that Monkorn told through the real experts, it was also known that O6 really had a fake O1. The fake O1 was a sorcery godfather. It was known from the dream of the real experts that he saw that he was a muscular man with tattoos all over his body. It was scary and strong in appearance. It wasn't big, but it meant that his body was probably close to the real O1, but the fake one had muscles and tattoos all over his body. So they knew that oh my, this was the fake O1. He was the sorcery godfather. He told people to do good deeds there, right? But at that time, Monkorn Songkai had already said that O6 built the building that O6 wanted when he wanted to build at Kaukyu Sadet, but he couldn't. Because O1 cut in front to build the building of the conqueror of Mara at Dhammakaya Temple during the same period that O6 also wanted to ask for merit to build a building for training monks there. He wanted to build a building for training 2,000 monks and had already said that in the future O1 wanted to build a building that could train up to 10,000 monks. It seems that O1 has never said a word about it before. But O6 likes to claim it like this. So it has become a common claim and people believe O6. Now, if O6 performs black magic and charms, people will believe whatever O6 says. Now, once this building was built, they also filled in the fish pond in front of the temple. It was heartbreaking because it wasn't O1 at all. O1 must have felt very sorry and regretful that it was destroyed. They call it the historical location of Dhammakaya Temple. That is the starting point of the temple, and then it was destroyed. And it was built, right? They intended not to finish it. Do you know why? Because in 2021, there was news from a new devotee group saying that O6 talked to O1, but he must have talked to a fake O1. And O6 claimed that O6 went to talk to O1 and O1 agreed that O1 had old karma with the purple princess. And O1 was willing to give the temple and the branch to her as a way to use up O1's old karma against her. O1 also agreed to share the temple's donation money with the Purple Princess 70-30. Which is equivalent to letting the Purple Princess become the owner of the temple instead of O1, even though O1 is not the owner of the temple. But O6 came up with this kind of statement. If you listen and understand it correctly and do not have wrong views, just listening to this, you will know that it is contradictory. O1 is not the owner of the temple. O1 always says that the owner of the temple is the donor, which is the relatives, devotees, and the faithful. Therefore, O1 will not give the temple to anyone because it cannot be given. The temple is not O1's property. And if O6 comes to claim that O1 has old karma and must return the temple to the Purple Princess, O6 is making a false claim because O1 has no old karma left, because O1 has been a Dhammakaya monk for many years. The Dhammakaya monk is constantly passing through, collecting all the karma and discarding it. No karma will be left to give results because the Buddha image is constantly passing through O1's body. Dhammakaya has always collected the karma and will not have the opportunity for the old karma to take effect. O1 will not have any old karma left, but O6 brought up this reason as confusion. These are detailed Dhamma stories. When you have free time, go listen to the old clips. Now, when the 80-year-old building was built, when they asked for donations to raise funds, they gave all the money to the purple side. And when the time came, they intended not to finish the construction anyway. Because what is the real goal of O6? This is to return the money to this person. This is the green side. If O6 cannot find the money back, O6 must give the temple instead of the money. So this is what O6 said in order to come in and point out the temple management committee. O6 was originally here. From this point, walking to the temple management point, O2 came in to support. In 2023, he came in to focus on the committee fully. Managing this and that, there are so many things, right? Since the 80-year-old building, it was intended to be built for the green side. And when they gave the temple to him, he would be able to use this place to adjust it into a residential building when doing what is called the Hajj ceremony. When he wanted to use the Great Dhammakaya Sitya as his Hajj ceremony venue, there must be people coming from there and there must be a place to stay, right? They tricked the temple owners into investing money to build this building for them so that they could use it as a place to stay. The plan was really good. That's why they said that O6 is a Muslim. Anyone would have to believe them because what O6 did was only for Islam. O6 didn't know anything about merit or sin. He had wrong views and couldn't have any sense of right understanding. Now, the people who went to hang out with him, O2, went to hang out with O6. O2 was brainwashed by O6 all the time. And because O2 had an ego that said, what I just said, O2 was afraid that O6 would think O2 was stupid. If O6 said something and O2 didn't understand, O6 would think that O2 couldn't keep up with O6. If O2 kept asking, O6 would think that O2 was stupider than O6 or something. So O2 didn't dare to ask, even though O2 didn't really understand O6. There's no way you would understand because people with wrong views talk about different things than people with right views. Same thing, say 1 + 1 but not 2. It will come out as something else and then it will return to what he wants, which is not 2 that should be. This is wrong view. And there is no way that a person with right view will be able to talk to someone with wrong view and understand. So if anyone says that they can be friends with O6, it means that they did not listen to O6. And O6 wants something, give it to him. That is what O2 did. And O2 brought O6 to the temple committee meeting. When O6 said something in the meeting, the temple management team must have had an ego as well. That is, if they did not understand O6, then what would they ask? Would '06 think they were stupid? In the end, no one dared to ask anything. When '06 said anything, everyone just followed. That is why the temple is like this today. In 2022, they invited to build this building. Whether it is finished or not, in 2023, it came full force. Oh my, what is this? At the beginning, they invited '01's children to build 24 Buddha statues by demolishing the glass island of the heavenly pagoda of Grandma Thongsuk Pathamacharn Wicha Dhammakaya. It was a great sin to demolish this pagoda. What I saw was a pink lotus flower according to the model that '01 had created. They sprayed gold over the pink color. I saw it when the temple broadcasted the monks' Dhammayatra in 2020, and I knew that there were people who wanted to cheat and wanted gold, so they did this. They took the excess gold and packed it. They found a reason to do a project on the pagoda that was not finished. They repainted it gold. Then, after it passed, they found a reason that the pagoda was not finished. So they found a reason to change the model. So they found a reason to build and invite people to make merit. So they designed it to install 24 small Buddha statues. They don't make a lot of merit. So they had to tell 24 at once. Whoever wants to be the host also claims that it is the pagoda of '01. And the whole temple doesn't have any. So they want to have a merit line with '01. They do a lot. But in reality, it is a plan to make everyone have a strong connection to the magic teacher here. Because when making merit by building 24 statues, they have to inscribe their names on gold plates and then they will put them under the base of the Buddha statues, right? In the case that '01 used to do this with Luang Pu Sod in the past. '01 said that it is a connection to the merit line with Luang Pu Sod. And those who make a lot of merit will be in the center, so it's the same principle that '06 uses here. Claiming that those who make merit here will have a dense merit connection with '01 if they complete 24 statues like this. It's a very good temptation. If that's really the case, it will be like that. But it just so happens that it's not the case since '01 hasn't been in the temple and hasn't ordered anything since 2019. This is the intention to tie black magic to all the hosts who are '01's children, who used to have a plan with Luang Pu Sod. It will be changed when we voluntarily plan to inscribe the names of everyone who created it under the base of these 24 Buddha images. It is a practice of black magic by a black magic master. Placing the gold plates under the base of the Buddha image, which is a method of consecration in the black magic style. Those who come to put their own nameplates are considered to have volunteered to be followers of black magic willingly. So they were tricked into becoming followers of black magic willingly. 24 images is not enough. They came to make the big image of the black hair Dhammakaya. We don't know who has this knowledge already. But it has been said in many clips that the Dhammakaya has 3 colors. The Dhammakaya is the subtle part with 3 elements of nature, the white side, the black side, and the gray side. The white side is the good side, the merit side. The gray side is the neutral side, neither merit nor sin, depending on which side is stronger. And the black side is the Mara side, the sin side. Therefore, in the subtle part, humans are the resource of the elements. The white side or the merit side in everyone's body can only see the white or clear Dhammakaya. It means that initially, all humans have the Buddha within them. If they reach it, they will see that it is a clear crystal Buddha. Therefore, when the creation of the '01 Saint Dhammakaya, the intention of building the Dhammakaya temple is to have every principal Buddha image copied from the Dhammakaya within so that everyone who comes to pay homage will know what the Buddha within is like. The more it is made to look like, the faster those who see and pay homage will be able to connect to the Buddha within. When everyone sees the Buddha within, happiness and prosperity will arise for those who see the Buddha within, because it is the quality of the Dhammakaya on the merit or white side that will give happiness and prosperity to humans and always be with humans. It is not a Buddha of other colors that will be with humans because humans are the resources of the merit side. Here, the Dhammakaya Buddha was designed to be gold, but the hair was made black. The eyebrows were drawn, and the lips were red. It is a mixed style. 3 Buddha images were built, 2 at Dhammakaya Temple, 2 places, the glass room 2 in the cloister. The other large Buddha image, 3 meters wide, was built at Wat Ban Kun because we saw the news that the monks at Wat Ban Kun went to the palace to receive an award from the Purple Princess. So it was communicated that the Buddha image with this characteristic came from the purple desire. You purple want this type, which you may have seen elsewhere in India or anywhere that they have this type of appearance, but there is one thing that is not the same as that other places, even though they build the whole body in gold but make the hair black with eyebrows, eyes and mouth in the color of humans. But there is one thing that is correct, is that the unalome will not be black, which is correct because the characteristics of the great man of the Buddha. The unalome in the middle of the forehead will not be black, but the characteristics of the golden Dhammakaya with black hair that was used as a model to build in May 2023 and then build the 3-meter body at Wat Ban Kun are the same, but the unalome is completely black. This is because of the sin that the devil caused the Kumari to want a Buddha image like this and determined to build like this as his, so there was an attempt to force it to be the latest form of O1. Otherwise the relatives and devotees would not come to build it, but the intention was to want money because O6 had already done their homework that the relatives and devotees would want to make merit a lot if it was related to building the Buddha. If not building the Buddha, then it had to be O1 only, so they found a way to build the Buddha and build the pagoda, so O6 started at the Great Dhammakaya Pagoda first and then started to build the Buddha at the Kokyu Pagoda. And the big Buddha image will be able to include many names and have the opportunity to make merit and receive a large amount of donations. When the goal is a matter of 70% of the donations that must be given to the Purple Kumari before being established as a goal is to immediately bring sins. When bringing sins, even if what is done is property or something that looks like it belongs to the merit side, but the doer or the participant becomes a sin indifferently. This is the first thing that you receive sins because you go to create the appearance of the black Dhammakaya, which means that you do not take the merit side. You will take the sin side. You abandon the merit and take the sins immediately. It is a principle that O1 has no opportunity to speak to anyone. Therefore, it must be told through the knowledgeable, the real person, to let us tell everyone that whenever you go to make merit with the sin side, you will automatically abandon your existing merits. It is like changing sides. Everything that you used to have with you will be thrown away because the other party does not use it. Simply put, you used to be in the merit side and have collected a lot of merit until it was amazing. It is in the center of the body, the big, bright merit orb. But when you are going to move to the side to take the black sin side, you have to abandon the white side of the merit side. It is normal. It is like people who used to love each other. When they break up, they do not take each other's things anymore. They abandon everything because they will go and take new things. This is the normal principle. Therefore, the children of O1 who do not know anything, when invited by the temple to make merit, the temple inviter does not know when it will become a sin. They do not know. They think that making a Buddha image must gain merit. But in fact, it is not. Therefore, the people who make these 3 images, you have received the full map of the devil. And if you do not get out of your delusion without knowing the real information during the period of worshipping the rice of the Buddha on the first Sunday of the month, and you do not receive the truth that it is not O1's but also the black side, you will become his slave forever, which cannot be changed. On the first Sunday of the month, when there is merit making for the rice of the Buddha, only the children who are black join the ceremony. If the merit of the white side is not enough, we do not know whether everyone will receive the same purity or not. And if the black side is so strong that it inspires the organizers to move to use Classroom 2 as the center of the merit-making ceremony, it is over. This group is finished. There will be no more merit left forever. Worshipping the rice of the Buddha cannot be done anymore because doing so will only gain sin and not merit. Because the merit side cannot fight the sin side that has more power. We also do not know who will solve this problem or have to let it be. Because the one who can solve it is all of O1's children. When we build this temple to follow O1, everyone must be in the right view and only take merit and not sin. If they do not know that this is sin, they will continue to take sin. Therefore, every merit, since the 2 black hair Buddha statues are in the glass room 2 in the cloister, if you go to make merit in the glass room 2, please know that you will only get sin. Even though the ceremony is a merit ceremony, but giving merit to sin is the same as taking sin. They will hold the principal Buddha image as the main principle. This is something that O1's children never wondered about because O1 did not know that they did not know. Now O1 does not have the opportunity to tell us. So we have to tell through the real experts to let us sit and talk here. However, who still does not know many things? Go listen to our old clips, which are not very old, not even a year old. We have talked about some since June until this month. Go and listen to everything and you will gain a lot of knowledge. I confirm that all of it is true in knowledge that if O1 were to speak, he would speak accordingly. Therefore, please listen to everything. Okay, so whatever merit was made in the glass room 2 in the past, there was merit donated to the Tripitaka Fund, a project of O6. He tricked O2 into supporting the finances by claiming that it was O1's work under the name of the Dhammachai Institute. O6 then withdrew the money and claimed that O2 would cooperate by including O2's name when there was no O1's name. And O2's name had to be included to support the feeling that it was O2's merit. But in reality, it was to allow O6 to withdraw money from the temple to use here, even though it shouldn't have been done. And the real O1 never supported doing it because the Tripitaka or the Sanghayana, no matter how complete the version is, it is not in line with the truth. The teachings of Buddhism, if they are not in line, are wrong. If they are wrong, it means leading people not to understand the Dhamma. It is wrong view, which means not seeing the truth, and still teaching wrongly. Creating a textbook that teaches incorrectly is creating distortion all the time, which is the same as damaging Buddhism. But O1 wants to find the word Dhammakaya from all the scriptures in the world and put them together in one place to confirm that Dhammakaya is the Buddha and can be reached only by the method that Luang Pu Sod taught. It must be clear like this, and then there is no need to waste time with the Tripitaka. Practice Dhamma according to the method that Luang Pu Sod taught and then you will be able to reach it. But it has been noticed that in the past several months, especially since last year, the temple has been doing this, claiming to honor O1's 80-year Dhamma, having every monk in the temple apply to study Pali language, study Tripitaka. This is being led away, taken away from the center of the body to be with the textbooks instead. Therefore, this is a devil's art that draws the hearts of the monks and novices to be attached to the texts instead of using the little time left besides practicing the duties of the monks to sit and practice Dhamma. Instead, they have to sit and stare, not sleeping, and studying Pali language. This is the first thing that O6 has intervened to bring this matter to convey to the monks in the temple to stray away from the center of the body. There is also the Dhammachai Tripitaka Fund that has lured the big sponsor, Dr. K, who made merit for O1 with all his life, to devote himself here to create the most perfect Tripitaka in the world for O6. See, this is the nature of O6 who likes the most in the world, but does not gain merit, and he is a wrong view. What he thinks is to use money to do this, which is to do something that will distort the Tripitaka even more, and make it permanent. It is like pouring chili paste into the river because no one is interested in reading the Tripitaka anyway. Even if you make it perfect. Those who sit and do things about leaf forms and various things must spend almost their whole lives devoting themselves to this for the word, the most perfect in the world. But it does not benefit them at all because they do not have time to close their eyes because they have to finish it. They have to open their eyes to finish it. Therefore, this is taking the center of the body out of the body, as in the first case, and using money to waste it. This makes Dr. K almost have no money left because all the merit is gone. Because it follows the principle that if you make merit with the black side, it is like you are throwing away all the merit you have. Because you will take the black, without knowing that they are the black side. What they do is the black side, the black side, the black side, the black side. Therefore, whoever joins in doing it, they will receive the sins of the black side to store in place of the existing merit. Think about the merit that you have made for many years with O1. When O1 is gone for a few years, when there is a black project, how many times have you abandoned it and brought in the black stars? If you still come to make offerings to the Buddha at the beginning of the month, there is still a chance to come back white again. Once a month, but do nothing, you will have to go back to doing black again. If you do not have knowledge, from listening to the knowledge that we are telling, we have told you in many clips, including reading on Facebook Kiantawan Suttam, which the O6 side also sent people to wait and watch what we post. If it is something that will cause them to lose a lot of benefits, they will go and notify Facebook to delete our information. There are 10 things that are all true stories. It means that it is a real fight between the white side and the black side. But now the white side has not much strength left. Studying Pali takes up all the time. And even O2 went to study. And inviting to build the 115th anniversary building of Grandma Chan for volunteers. There is a dream that the real expert had a dream because O1, the dragon, took me to dream and made me know that this building is the same. It was intended to be done to support when the temple changed hands to green. They will be able to use it like the 80th anniversary building. This building is a meeting place, right? The 115th anniversary building is a residence. Oh, so the volunteers will have the encouragement to come to a good place or something. But in reality, it's not like that because O6 is doing it to support his mission when he takes over the temple, which is close to that time. He's just buying time because he's making money from this part that will go to give back to the green side. He can do things that allow the various donations that come in. They come to this point and then pass to O6, and then 30 will be divided up to go to the Dhammakaya temple, but he'll give 70 to the purple side first. Therefore, there is an event like 2024 since the 80th anniversary of O1, the merit of offering alms to 30,000 temples, which during O1, the merit was made. O1 wanted the relatives and devotees to make the most of this merit by inviting many people to make merit and then organizing it at the cloister so that people would come everywhere. Appropriate for the construction of a large cloister to be a merit for those who build it. And O1 viewed everything as merit upon merit. But the temple was able to organize 30,000 temples in the council in 2024. I really can't say why they did it if it wasn't mainly to gain money. Few people came, so they took the money first. So people didn't have to come. It was very clear in that intention. And the time set for each merit making was to make it in advance at the beginning of the month, starting out clearly. Continued with the merit of 30,000 temples, Fapa, contributing to 30,000 temples, Kathan. O1 has never done this before, so why did O6 do it? O1 used to do Kathan Samrit, and only donated to 5,000 temples because he would make merit with temples that had not yet had anyone come to offer Kathan. This is a necessity of Buddhism. When we support them, we will gain a lot of merit. But it turned out that O6 contributed to 30,000 temples, Cathan, which, wow, even the temples that were already rich still contributed. Just think about contributing to the same temple that Toxin made merit with. So the question is, how much money should the temple that Toxin made merit with receive? The temples don't make a small donation anyway. Or the temples that celebrities go to make a lot of money, we also contribute our fapa to them. Why? If you look at it from a worldly perspective, it's just to make friends. Making friends and then donating, not to promote Buddhism at all. But just to give money. If you just give a little money, they won't see the value. What O6 wants more than that is not just friendship, but it is to give magic by doing magic on the picture O1 that is stuck in the gold bag. When the person holding it walks. Otherwise you will have to create a method that comes out in the same form and go practice. Because those who have trained, when they go to train, they are in the process that O6 makes magic spell medicine and controls everything. So that when you go to make merit, the magician of O6 will chant a little bit. The gold bag with the picture O1 with magic tied to it will be embedded in the hearts of those who receive the 30,000 temple donations. Do you see the picture yet? When he uses magic and can use it at every point, and there will be more and more of his servants. When he does it for the 70% goal, even if it is a merit-making event, it is all sin for everyone. And those who join, whether they join the money or join the ceremony, are throwing away the merit and taking the sin as the original standard concept. There are two things. The work that has a 70% goal. Giving the purple Kumari is also sinful, and even if it is a form of merit-making. With the merit-making event that was organized in the room with the principal Buddha image, black hair, which is the black side, it also became a sinful event. Even the almsgiving throughout Thailand that O1 had planned, we will say that we went to get merit. And who will get sin by giving money later to the purple side? It has nothing to do with the people who made merit. We think that the monks at the temple also thought like this. But the monks did not know that if the almsgiving ceremony had the principal Buddha image with black hair, it would be the black side's fault. Therefore, all of this green. Even though the original foundation was O1's merit, but when O6 had the initial intention to take 70%, so expanded the base to 30,000 temples, it was not immediately merit from the beginning. The 30,000 temples forest cloth was made to create a group by making a Cathan donation throughout Thailand, using the merit to lure O1's children to make a big merit. But O6 intended to bring black magic to the temples that made donations to the Cathan so that they would be among us. When O6 wanted to bring people to join in doing something, O6 just had the black magician cast spells through the medium that was sent out and placed there, because no one who received the Cathan donation bag would throw away O1's picture, right? He had to go and worship and felt very grateful that at least O1 still came to join our temple. Especially temples that do not have much money will feel even more grateful for O1. But in fact, it is tied to black magic and delusion because O1 is not in the temple. The delusion of most temple people without having to do black magic is believing that O1 is in the temple. Just that. The delusion is the devil's defilement. It's over when you believe that O1 is in the temple. Everything is dark. It's immediately on their side. It turns out that there are three things. The first is that you are under black magic from the Zoom system. The second is that you are under black magic. You believe that you are connected to O1, but it's not. And you believe that O1 is in the temple and is the one who designed this. This delusion is what makes you unknowingly become the black side. And you also go to build a black hair Buddha statue, which belongs to the black side. And some people even go to build another one at Wat Ban Kun. They saw that the purple princess invited the abbot of Wat Ban Kun to go to the palace to receive offerings or something. It is a sign that tells that purple is pleased. So, she offered a Buddha statue with this appearance. But she tricked the people of Dhammakaya temple to build it for her. Purple never paid any money. Will she gain merit or sin? Then O6 was the one who suggested it to her. Therefore, Purple associates with bad people, so O6 bad people lead her to do wrong. Purple may have been a Buddhist before, but was driven by Green. She didn't change her religion. But Green came to support her, so she took it and became his tool. When she met O6, a person with wrong views, she went all the way to sin. Like the black hair Buddha statue that was given to be built, she was inspired by the devil to build it in a way that was on the black side. It was placed in a big alms-giving ceremony to please her. I think that the money that was received from each event would be shared 70% with her, whether it was shared first or last. But when she came in, O6 dared to announce that O1 gave the temple to her, including the branches. It meant that O6 could set this 70% as the first thing for every event. Then O6 created new projects every 3 months to achieve this goal. Therefore, the temple did not gain new merit because the new projects were not merit at all. I don't know how to explain it, but this is the truth that O1 tried to tell through both dreams and signals to the knowledgeable, the real ones to tell us to come and tell everyone. I've said it over and over again. I hope that there will be people who will open their minds to really listen and understand. In 2023, do you see how many projects have taken the darkness and embedded it in everyone's hearts in every form? Then look at 2024, do you see? There are already 4 big projects at the end of the year. Celebrating O2's birthday again. This has never been organized in a temple before. By inviting monks from 1,000 temples, what was given? On the day of the 30,000 temples merit, what was given? The golden Dhammakaya Buddha. Do you know that at first they thought of making it a golden Buddha with black hair? But someone who read our information told them that it might be opposed. So they had to make it a golden color to avoid conflict because they believed that their black hair magic was effective. Therefore, it doesn't have to have black hair. They don't have to let their enemies know. They've already blessed them all. 30,000 Buddha images that went to 30,000 temples? Just think about what it would be like. All 30,000 temples have black magic, right? Therefore, in 2024, since the devotees went to the seminar in August and September for the 30,000 Temples donation project to support Kathan throughout Thailand, a signal from the hidden dragon said that O1 has cried a lot because O1 is blind. For example, O1 once sat with his eyes closed and his sixth sense saw the merit that his children had sent to him. Because O1 is the source of merit, it will be very bright. O1 will see all the demons' diagrams and can solve and fix everything. But when many children went to the seminar, how many times? When preparing to contribute to the Kathan all over Thailand, the whole process used black magic to cover everything, making everyone believe that it was O1's desire for merit at the age of 80. They were already lost and were also dominated by black magic, medicine, food, water, and air. O1 couldn't see anything. The eyes were like a blind person. Is it that when O1 inserted the vision device to look at the group of children, O1 would see only darkness, the center of the children was completely dark? That is, whenever you go to join the merit activity that came from the initial intention of being the dark side, it is like you immediately abandoned all the merit. When you abandon the merit, you will have no bright light left in you, which is a dark orb. When you go to the seminar, it will be dark for a long time, dense and dense. Everyone, oh my, loves O1 so much and sends merit to O1. O1 sees only black, meaning you can't see anything. If you see something that is only black, it means you can't see anything, right? So what makes O1 do? O1 must not look at the children because if you look at it, you can't see anything. What happened? The father loves his children, but the children have all been eaten up by blackness. Then O1 couldn't help. Then O1 shouldn't cry? At that time, the signals kept coming out repeatedly. Only a few people knew because the few were those who didn't come to the temple anyway. They weren't saints who built merit. They might have some knowledge of how to do it. They've listened to O1 and stuff like that. They came to make merit, but they weren't leaders. They weren't leaders of merit. So they didn't have any influence. We told them to share, but they didn't dare to share. They only read, or sometimes they didn't even read. In conclusion, it's been 2025 from the end of 2024. There was an announcement of merit making 4 months in advance of O1's work. What would have to be done with the personal Dhammakaya Buddha on the pagoda, because it would be 25 years. The color of the Buddha's body had turned red and so on. Which wasn't necessary at all. O1 built the pagoda so that it could last for 1,000 years. There was almost no need to restore it at all because the great Dhammakaya pagoda received the purity of nirvana through Dhammakaya knowledge. If no one did anything dirty with low-level black magic, if no one did anything crude, nirvana could be refined. But if it was made very dirty, refining the pagoda requires too much effort and merit. O1 didn't do it. This is O6. It was done once in 2019 at the Dome. But we will see that they have sprayed gold color on all the slopes, covering 300,000 pagodas. At that time, they did more than they claimed to make merit. What does that say? It says that there is some important meaning hidden in the mission to make the Dhammakaya Buddha images on all pagodas so that O1 can't pass the Dhammakaya meditation because they are afraid of the sacredness there as well. So from 2019 to 2025, more than 6 years, the Buddha images that they sprayed gold are still good. Now, they say that all the monks should go up to receive merit and polish the Buddha images to spray new paint. Oh my, what is that equal to? It's not like you are going to make merit with the Buddha images. Think about the principle of truth. The Buddha images are fine. If you go and polish the paint, is that the same as taking the flesh of someone who has good skin? Think like this. Then you will know for sure whether it is merit or sin. Therefore, it was a full hit. All the monks at the temple who went to receive merit went to polish the Buddha images. And when asked who went to spray paint the Buddha images, they said it was a craftsman. Do you know which craftsman? If he intends to make magic permanent so that the merit side can't do anything anymore and doesn't let the Dhammakaya side do anything here because they will seize it, he must do something permanent with all the Buddha images if he can't remove them. Let's think in this way, right? Therefore, he must have done some magic there. When he lets people go up and scrub them off, he won't know that it's a sin, but the person who scrubs them has already sinned. Therefore, the children of O1 here who went to do this have almost no merit left. And they are still delighted with the advice of the fake O1, giving blessings, still believing that it came from the real O1. Even though it said, reviewing the merit, whoever comes to scrub the Buddha image, may it be anything, since O1 has never had merit to scrub the Buddha image before. Therefore, this is fake, lying. Reviewing the merit, what is it? Never had merit like this before. Now, who will be the artist who goes to repaint it? If O6 wants to permanently destroy the sacredness, he must embed his magic on every Buddha image on our pagoda. He must use the color that has been consecrated and do a lot of magic spells. There must be a lot of incantations. And the person who goes to do it just gets a Muslim artist who is a craftsman to dress up as a monk and go up and do it, right? Because he's not afraid of sin anyway. They can do anything and no one will know them, just by covering their faces and shaving their heads. It's like the monks in our temples, there are so many of them and no one knows them all. It's very easy for them to bring in Islamic craftsmen to dress up as monks to work here, which is a permanent destruction of the pagoda and the sacredness of the Buddha image, at least on the outside. And they don't care what can be done with the Buddha image inside when the outside is completely covered, nothing can be done, nothing can be penetrated. Why do you have to do that when you can offer alms to 40,000 temples at the Dharma Square? Why do you have to make it difficult for the monks to come and go with a nighttime ceremony? If it is 01, it will be done at the covered temple to finish in the afternoon and then go home, right? But why do you have to stay at night to stay around the pagoda? To show the pagoda that you just finished? But the truth is to put a spell on those who join the merit-making ceremony that day, who are all Buddhists. And you did 40,000 temples all over Thailand. Which is almost all temples all over Thailand. Collect them all. Complete temples, imperfect temples, temples that have already lured the bait, this time they will come together. Why do they lure to destroy? You have to think like this. Since you have not escaped from Islam from the beginning, no one needs to confirm whether it is true or not. Is Islam true or not? If you look at the direction of what is happening, you will know yourself what is going to happen today. In this, the latest information from the Hidden Dragon has given the real experts a dream to tell you. Did you notice that they will raise funds for the host to make merit at 40,000 temples on the first Sunday of the month, the 1st of March, the 1st of April? And the beginning of the month is the temple's merit-making day. And we just said that the only merit that is still merit, if you come, you will really make merit by offering rice to the Buddha. Then in the afternoon you will make a phapa offering to do 40,000 temples. We already said that these 40,000 temples came because 06 had to give 70% to the purple Kumari, which became a sin. When it became a sin, in the morning you had made merit by offering rice to the Buddha, in the afternoon you went to make a phapa offering that was sinful with joy, making merit at 40,000 temples. When you were going to join the sin ceremony, you had to throw away the merit. You had made a lot of merit in the morning, but before you even got to the noon, when you went to join the sin ceremony, you had to throw away all the merit to take the sin. Do you see that the dark side has dominated this much and has attacked this much? Where will 01 get the strength to fight them? The merit of the children who were deceived into thinking that they were making a big merit for their father on his 81st birthday. Wow, they brought a lot of money to make an offering. So happy to make an offering at the beginning of March once, but they got the sin instead. You threw away all the merit in the morning to take the sin in the afternoon. You didn't know and stayed with that sin for the whole month until April when there was another phapa offering for this event. But in the morning you came to join the big merit. But then in the afternoon you threw away the merit to take the sin again. Do you see what happened? When it comes to April 22nd, not yet May 1st, which is the beginning of the month when you will receive great merit again, you have already received great sin. Then you will join the ceremony, right? And the 300,000 Dhammakaya Buddhas took 4 months to make this Buddha image completely black magic. Prepared so that they can just chant mantras from anywhere. And they will come to this Buddha image and send their power out into the air. The wise ones dreamed that the tools used to produce the black side would send out their power as toxic dust in the air that we cannot see. It will not be dust for us to see. But it is a magical spell that they have ordered with spells, not pills for us to see or synthesize. The result is that those who have been magically casted since 2019, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, all events are finished, and 2025 until the latest, you will have no more merit to fight the black side. Your merit will be completely exhausted. Then you will receive a magical spell that will make everyone end your life. On the day of the Kathina robe offering or the procession of the monk robes in early March and April, those 2 times, you brought money to offer and you got to walk because you had to offer before you could walk. They used that point as a bait. The money that came in on early March and early April 2006 will be sent to the Purple Kumari first. After that, it will be on April 22nd. The money is for the temple to use. Whether it is a lot or a little, it will not be as much as the rich hosts who will do it in early March and April. And it is not good. There will be another part because the people who cheat in the temple. When 70 are taken, the remaining 30. Do you think that the people involved and aware of the whole process will not find a way to see some of the difference here and there? To the point of saying that 100% of the money will be moved for the last time and then use magic spells in the air on the day of the event. That is, all Buddhists from all over Thailand will come on that day. More than 40,000 temples are gone. There must still be relatives and laypeople coming with the monks, right? And the monks are also the Sangha leaders, right? They gather on that day and then offer alms to the monks in the evening around the Dhammakaya Siddhya that they have already put magic spells on. If they chant the spells all at once, it will be all gone. Because at least 30,000 temples have already received the prescription since then. The Kathan donation to 30,000 temples in 2024 and those who started at that time who went through the Zoom system and said that 300,000 monks came to chant for O1. They lured the monks there. Since then, they got black magic. And if that day comes and passes, the prescription doesn't make you die immediately. You take the infection and then show the results because they have already ordered to take it here, and when to die, they can order anything. It's like when they order cyanide, they use prescription. How do they do it? They can order by using the amount of medicine as an indicator, right? Put it in food, put it in water. This hasn't been said yet whether they will put it in water and food or not. But there will be something mixed in the air for breathing. It's called fumigation to kill, not smoke. You can't see it at all. But these prescriptions can kill. If they let them die in a row, in the Dharma field, it will become big news. They won't do that because they still have hope because it's only 30,000 temples that have been infected. The ones who used to have black magic will die first, but the 40,000 temples that come, there must be 10,000 temples that have never had black magic. They will get the magic this time and it will become an opportunity for them to come back and get it again if they want it again. But they have already planned that this time they will not take it anymore. It is like they are tired, they are rich enough, the rest, let's give the temples to the green. They are too lazy to do it anymore, something like that. So they will make the money that comes in after the beginning of the month, which is deducted 70, the remaining 30. The rest of them who are still cheating, they will put it in their own bag and then take all the money. The ones who are alive and will not die are the ones who have no black magic at all. They might be monks who have seen the Dharma within themselves, and the monks within them will distill it all away. Therefore, there will be no black magic residue in the body, it will be clean. When O6 does black magic, if you don't feel anything, it's fine. These monks will remain. But will there be any money left? O6 took all the money and left the temple in debt because many of the items are very premium. If you order special products, you have to pay the bill, right? And they said to come and get the money after the event. After the event, the money is all gone. The team that was going to pay the money disappeared or died. The remaining people don't know anything. The temple is in debt. From this big event, the temple is in huge debt. This time it will be big news. The Department of Religious Reform will come and inspect and seize the abandoned building. The 80-year-old building is not finished. There is still a building of the monks that Kune intended to donate to build by himself. It turned out that the money donated to build 6 billion baht disappeared in 2022. No one in the temple is responsible anymore. O2 said that he didn't know about it. Is that all? The host lost 6 billion baht. The temple doesn't know where the money went. Where do you think the money went? In 2022, the money ended up being here. Mahavihara Nalanda Tokyo belongs to the Kumari. Who managed it? That's O6 because Tokyo is O6's territory. He took Kune's money. Go out and make the purple Kumari proud because she helped O6 with money, right? The rest will be returned to the green one. Now O6 is too lazy to find money. The money he got is not enough to spend. So let the green one take over the temple. The end up is like this. You don't have to believe us, but we have told you because O1, Monkorn told us to tell everyone. If we wait for it to happen and then tell them, it will be useless, right? If we tell them, will anyone think of doing anything? There is advice here. There are two answers. One is, now that you know, it's every man for himself. Just inform the news as much as you can. Those who don't believe, let them go according to their karma. Is that what you are doing now, right? Or if anyone hasn't informed anyone yet, at least read it yourself. 2. To find a solution. Everyone must find a way to talk to Abbot Mu and tell him that if there is a dream from the hidden dragon, and that dragon is the real O1. To come and tell him that that day will be the end of the lives of all monks, novices, and Buddhists all over Thailand at the same time because there was a talk that more than 100,000 people would come to this event for the first time in 9 years. Why did O6 have to cheer and invite them to come so much? If O6 didn't have any other intentions, he shouldn't have done anything like this even though O1 wasn't there. It means O6 definitely had other intentions. Then the dream that O1 came to tell that O6 would take care of ending the lives of monks, novices, and Buddhists all over Thailand at the same time. Hundreds of thousands of people. Ask if Islam dares to do that, why wouldn't they dare? They've invaded temples, cut off the heads of Buddha statues, and killed monks, I don't know how many times. Right? And this time, they killed with mercy, without having to shed any blood, by using air-controlled medicine from the traitor of Islam, which is O6 that the accomplished monk said. And O6 is already Muslim, and the purple side is already cooperating with Islam. Therefore, the making of the controlled medicine was done through the Dhammakaya Buddha. All 300,000 of which O6 did coarse black magic with, not just chanting a spell. He did it with the thing that was sprayed. While the Buddha image was already tarnished by the hands of the monks who were only deluded because they were deluded into believing that O1 was in the temple and wanted to make O1 happy because O1 wanted to see the Buddha image turn golden. They didn't really know O1 at all, so O1 would never say that. Saying that was the words of someone with a lot of defilement, someone who was greedy. But all the monks in the temple couldn't understand it, which meant that they had been hit by black magic to the point where they couldn't have the awareness to think and distinguish between right and wrong, good and bad, and couldn't see through it all. Therefore, the Dhammakaya Buddha image that was made with black magic took 3 months before the birthday of O1, which is coming. O6 has already prepared it. If Buddhists and monks join the ceremony in the evening ceremony, which is very exciting and sacred because there have never been relatives and laypeople who have gathered to fill the Dhamma square. There must be at least 100,000 people like this. They expect it because the seminar that said how many vans must be arranged for monks, how many laypeople must be arranged for buses. How many vans must be arranged for the leaders to arrange for buses and vans, how many people per vehicle, O6 has set a goal that must fill the area. It must be Buddhists because people who are not Buddhists normally do not come to the temple. Therefore, when Buddhists gather to fill the Dhamma square at that time when O1 is not there, meaning there is no Dhammakaya knowledge to protect everyone, when the time comes, O6 orders the incantation to be chanted, the spells are cast into the air. The black magic will float into the air and will eliminate all Buddhists. If that is really the case, should the abbot cancel the event to investigate the truth first? Or if he is not sure, he does not have to organize it yet because it is not a damage if it is not organized. But if it is organized, It is a loss and damage to the extent of eliminating all Buddhists because you invited everyone from all over Thailand, 40,000 temples. And you think that on O1's birthday those who are the children of O1 or Buddhists who believe in the Dhammakaya teachings and O1 from all over the world, won't they come? They will definitely come. Therefore, if there really is an airborne magic potion, all the Buddhists who come will die, which will be the end of all Buddhists in the world. If it's not true, then so be it. But if it is, and this is O1 telling the way to dreams through real experts, it's never not true. Note, if everyone has talked to Abbot Mu and still doesn't dare to fight the power of the Purple Kumari, letting the event actually happen, and it really happened on O1's 81st anniversary, as dreamed. It is the result of the old karma of all the Buddhists who came to join the merit-making ceremony that day, especially those who were hit by black magic from the beginning. From Zoom until the 30,000 temple Kathan ceremony last year, those who have been hit by black magic many times, it's time for O6 to eliminate them with poison. For this reason, think about O1's heart. How sad and sorrowful they would be if it were before, with the merit of their children that are so great. O1 can use Dhammakaya knowledge to refine the pagodas, refine everyone. Refine Thai Dharma to be free from all those impurities, right? But now O6 plans to perform black magic on all 300,000 Dhammakaya Buddha images. It is a smooth destruction of all the coarseness. Borrowing the hands of O1's children to help drug O6 to receive full sin, that is, to go against the Buddha image thinking it is merit. But in reality it is sin because it is O6's initial intention to do this evil. Therefore, what the children went to help do was to help O6 complete this evil act. The children therefore received sin from the beginning by going against the Buddha image. And then they still come to make merit, relatives and laypeople make merit, which means they continue to sin, and the merit gradually runs out. At the beginning of March, at the beginning of April, when O1's children went to do these two things, their merit also ran out. O1 saw that when that day comes, there will be no merit left to refine the pagoda and refine everyone like 8 to 9 years ago when O1 still had the merit of his children who had not encountered this much delusion, had not been overwhelmed by black magic to this extent. This is because O6 planned to use the polishing of all the Buddha images on the pagoda and spray new charges, which is to use the physical strength of the monks to sin with the Buddha images themselves. When O6 sprayed the charges that had been used for the black magic ceremony, it was finished. On that day, just cast a spell into the air. When people come to sit and fill the Dharma square, which has a target of more than 100,000 people, it will affect the Buddha images on the pagoda to send the power of black magic to increase the power into the air for those who have accumulated black magic from every new merit-making event in the past several years. Just now, I showed you how many merits he has made with black magic. The magic potion in the air will be given to the participants to inhale into their bodies, and then it will cause them to die when they return. It will not be like falling face up and dying all over and making big news. Therefore, Abbot Mu should announce the cancellation of this big event first, claiming to check everything first, because he is not sure if he will be able to prevent the danger to hundreds of thousands of Buddhists that day if the actions that he knew from this dream really happen. Even the abbot himself will definitely not survive. And cancelling the evening ceremony at the Dharma square first may cause the abbot to become an obstructor and may be eliminated first. But it will be the ultimate merit because he can preserve all the elements of Dhamma. Because if the abbot can obstruct O6, he will come to eliminate the abbot. And everyone will know that O6 really has evil intentions towards Buddhists. Obstructing the organization of this event by suspending it first is the right thing to do. And if the abbot can be eliminated successfully, it will be the abbot's old karma, but it is worth it because it will save the entire group, meaning the group of Buddhists around the world. Not just the Buddhists of Wat Phra Dhammakaya, not just the Buddhists of the suppression sect, but also the sect of the enlightened sect because they came with a spell from witchcraft. Therefore, they will also be saved if they can help him. Whoever dares to talk to the abbot about this matter will receive a great deal of merit. Because the poisoning in the toxic air means that it can cause people with high concentrations of black magic to die. If the abbot continues to work to create that image on the pagoda grounds, both people in the country and around the world who love O1 who come to the world's largest event like this, which may only happen once, it is equal to them coming to be killed. Monks from all 40,000 temples in Thailand came, the Sangha leaders, relatives and laypeople who are supporters and Buddhist believers came with the charioteer. If they all die, who will be left at the 40,000 temples? And will Buddhism survive? All the strong Buddhists will die by gradually disappearing because no one knows what happened. Even Abbot Mu himself. How can he be sure that Abbot Mu is not under black magic? How many have been under it? He may be one of the people who will die anyway even if he doesn't come to cancel or prevent this matter. If he has to die as well, he will die alone so that the entire diocese and all Buddhists around the world can survive. Which is better? So if the evening ceremony is not cancelled, when the event day comes and everything really happens, how do you think the real O1 will feel about the 81st anniversary of Dharma worship? Think of the heart of O1 too. But if anyone still survives after that, it means you don't have black magic since the past. You still have to take this cruel truth that happened to Wat Dhammakaya and Buddhists and Buddhist temples throughout Thailand. With the tactics of people who are slaves of the devil, like O6. Like Si Muang, to ask for the top experts in seeking justice who are famous at the moment, which is Bon Phra Adhit of Sandhi, with Ajarn Pantep as the main person. They stand up to fight for justice for the heroine Tangmo Pataratida who is involved in 4 big bad circles. And it will be a way to cleanse the corrupt justice system. He stands up to fight because he has merit and ability, and has good principles. He is a Buddhist. He would not stand by and watch if he knew that something like this happened to Wat Phra Dhammakaya. Happening to O1, with O1 being the victim and being slandered in everything. Just think if the temple has something like this happen. The temple has no money to pay for the things that are in debt. The temple must lose. People who don't know anything will blame O1 for causing the problem of overwhelming debt. And if they know that many people have died after coming to the event and then returned, it will become a very cruel legend. While O1 did not know or order anything to do anything. No one should accuse that it is O1's karma or O1's fault without knowing the truth. Now, Hyangtawan has come to tell the whole truth that it is not O1's karma at all, but the karma of all the victims. O1 wanted to protect and take care of them, but O1 was excluded from helping anyone because O2 did not close the case for O1 when he had the chance, but it has already passed. If we assume that the time has passed, let the people who are still alive contact Bon Phra Adhit and ask them to help and demand justice for O1 and all Buddhists who were tricked by other religions who performed this kind of ceremony. And having a person with power at the level of a princess of the country who used her power in the wrong way behind the scenes, do they dare to do this? But we believe that they dare because they prioritize merit. But before asking them to help, the person who contacted them must know and be certain that O1 is innocent. O1 does not know anything about the temple's administration since 2019. For 6 years, O1 has not been involved in the temple's administration at all because O1 could not give orders. That is, O1 did not interfere with the things the temple ordered to do merit making by claiming to worship the Dhamma. O1 is not the owner of any unsigned copies of O1. One is an innocent person who was eliminated from the temple before committing all these sins. That's all I'll say.